Excuse me for dressing like a bum. Excuse me. I'm about to go to the gym. But before I go to the gym, I want to talk to y'all about this Resident Evil 9 situation, man. This Resident Evil 9 situation. I'm going to keep it a buck, guys. The game is good, man. The game is good. Um, I'm about to go through everything that I like about it. There's not really too much that I dislike about it. I'm going to be honest with you. There's not really too much that I dislike about it. But, drop a like, hit the freaking thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, whatever the freaking YouTubers say, man. I'm not really like a YouTuber, man. I'm just a dude that likes to yap about the things that he be doing, the things that he be playing. I like to stream. Bada boom, bada bing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Resident Evil 9. Just some context for who I am in this situation. I've been a long time Resident Evil fan. Technically, my first Resident Evil game was like the first Resident Evil, but I maybe played 20 minutes of that when I was a wee jit. So the first real Resident Evil that I played all the way through and owned on my own, because that Resident Evil 1 game, it wasn't mine. I was just watching somebody play it, or I played it for, like I said, 20 minutes. First one that I owned, beat, played, and loved was Resident Evil 4. Yes, sir, my goat Leon. Okay, I played as my goat Leon, and I had to escort Ashley, her annoying sorority ass out of Spain. Okay, and I loved every minute of it. I must have played that game like, I don't know, like 20 times in its entirety, like throughout my entire life. Obviously, I had it on PS2. I played it again, emulating it with my friend. I played it again on my Nintendo Switch. I have it on my PS4. I have the remake of it on my... Actually, no, I'm sorry. I have the remake of it on my PS4. I was going to say I had it on my PS5, but that's obviously incorrect. But yeah, I've been playing Resident Evil ever since then, especially with my boy Steve. Shout out my boy Steve, man. Big old poppy sauce, man. Because we went back and played pretty much all the remakes. Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, Resident Evil 4 remake. We didn't get to play together, but like I said, I played that on my own. They haven't come out with a Resident Evil 5, but we did play Resident Evil 7 and 8 together. So I've been waiting for Resident Evil 9. And lo and behold, at this point, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, it dropped. So I'm late to the party once again. Just like with my last video, Bam Out of Bio, I'm like a week late. I knew about it the day of. I just didn't post a video about it, okay? I only posted a video about it because I felt so strongly about these dumbasses on the internet. But alas, once again, I'm a little bit late to the party, but better late than never. I like to call it fashionably late. Fashionably on time, really. But Resident Evil 9, man, holy shit. I played the whole thing on stream, and from front to back, man, let me just start by saying this. The graphics on it are goddamn great, okay? I'm playing it on PC. I have like a mid-tier PC. I'm not a PC Master Race kind of guy. I do like PC, though, so I get all my games on Steam, and the graphics look so good. Might I add that I watch a lot of Nintendo YouTubers, so I've heard that the graphics on there are really good as well, and it runs really well on the Nintendo Switch too, which is really surprising, but it's good to hear. So the game looks amazing, runs amazing. I didn't really experience any glitches. Now that I think about it, I don't think I experienced any glitches at all. It looks phenomenal, man. The way that their hair is, you can kind of see like the sweat on their face. The graphics, bro, the presentation, because it's more than just graphics, right? It's the lighting, it's the ambiance, it's the sounds, the sound design. All of it put together makes a really, really goddamn good presented game. It's a good ass game, bro. Now that's just the graphics and the sounds and all that kind of stuff. How's the story? How's the story? Well, I can tell you right now, man. I I loved it. I don't really have any complaints. Resident Evil is one of those things that like it's liable to go off the rails and just do some crazy shit. But I didn't really feel that way here with this game. You follow Grace and Leon. Mainly it's coming from the perspective of Grace because, she's, while her and Leon are the main characters, she's kind of like the main piece in the whole sort of story. With her, you're following her. She's had a really dark history where her mom got fucking clobbered in a damn hotel. You know what I'm saying? And she was part of the fucking Umbrella Corporation's shenanigans, okay? And so we don't really know too much about Grace other than it's literally her first day on planet Earth, apparently, because she doesn't know how to do jack shit. She also doesn't know how to fucking talk to people. I'm wondering how the hell she even made it to the FBI. But alas, she did, and now we're playing as her. But her, her story is kind of nice because you watch her. I mean, throughout the entire thing, she's still shitting bricks the entire time. But you watch her go from like scaredy pissy pants to like scared, but determined in a way. It's nice. It's a nice little arc for her. Yeah, you play as Grace, and in her sections, it's very. It's first person. It's like what you get from Resident Evil 7, essentially. Which is a good thing. I am not complaining, bro. I liked Resident Evil 7 and 8 for that matter. And it's just her. She's scared as shit the whole time, going like literally. I'm not even joking. That's how she breathes. She's literally so like scared and anxiety ridden, bro. But it's a good time going through and being stealthy and watching all these random things, zombies, big ass fat motherfuckers, what's the dude, the butcher guy, man. It's nice, man. Going through hers, it's not too scary, but it's scary enough to where, you know what I mean, it's not impossible for you to run through, you know what I mean? And then you have Leon, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck. You already know that Leon is my goat. Okay, Leon is my goat. And if you don't like Leon, get the fuck up out of here, you weird as shit. And I'm about to beat your ass. But no, you play as Leon too, and man, it is awesome. Like, going through the sections as Leon, the same sections that you went through with Grace, and being able to just dominate everything that you couldn't dominate before, it feels fucking great, bro. And you're basically just John Wicking these motherfuckers, bro. And there's a point in the game, if you played the game, it's not too far in. It's probably about early midway through, where it really opens up as Leon. You kind of had this big area to explore, and you get to upgrade your shit. You get buyable shit. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of different areas, and at that point, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was like, yo, if this is how the rest of the game is gonna be, I'm fucking sold that this is the best Resident Evil game that we will get, like, ever. At least up until this point, man. We don't know what's coming next, but god damn, man, when that part came up, I was like, this is fucking great. And honestly, when you hear the idea of an open world Resident Evil game, you don't really, all these open world games these days, they suck dick. They suck dick. They're all just empty sandboxes, with no feeling, no, environmental storytelling, no nothing, bro. It's just you're exploring this empty sandbox. But here's the thing, right? This isn't like that. Like, that open area, it's not like that. It's Resident Evil. So first off, they always get the environmental, bullshit correct. Like, they just do. Sound-wise, environmental storytelling, everything is the ambiance is there. It's set. The stage is set, okay? So that's a strength of theirs. And it really, really shows in that section, that big open section with Leon. I actually think that if they came out with a Resident Evil open world, if they did it similar to that, I would actually enjoy it. Because that was probably my favorite part in the whole game. Not even gonna lie to you, bro. So shout out to Capcom for that, because that was awesome. Now the rest of the game wasn't all like that. Obviously, we did go back to Grace, and then back to Leon, and back to the I don't want to say hallways. When you hear hallways, it's a negative connotation, but it's not bad. It's not a bad hallway simulator. But the game, bro, it just kept getting better and better. It just kept getting better and better. And then at the end, we get a decision to make. It's, there's a lot of games out there doing that thing where you got to pick a side. You know what I mean? And I'm one of the dumbasses who just I don't even want to spoil it. As a matter of fact, if you're playing Resident Evil 9, experience it for yourself. Okay, you could always just watch the stream and watch it on there what I actually did. But all the way through to the end, man, it was just a wild ride. It was great. It was actually so good that I am actually replaying it. I'm not even joking. I'm not going to play it on stream because I don't think the stream needs to see me play it a second time. But god damn, bro, is the game just good, bro. Grace's parts are so fun. You know what I mean? Just being stealthy. And now that I'm playing it a second time, I'm being a little bit more ballsy. You know what I mean? And Leon's portions are just so fucking fun. Just blasting shit around. Just John Wick and shit for real. Graphics are great. Story doesn't really fall off. And man, I'm just looking forward to see what else they come up with. Now, here's the thing. There's a very few downsides. Very few. But I will mention them here. The game is kind of short. Now, I like to play the games as they're intended to. I know some people like to speed run to the end or really, really take their time. I mean, I'm more along the lines of taking my time, but not too much time, obviously. I play the game as it's intended to be played. I'm that type of player. And I beat the game in around 10 and a half hours, 11 hours. So I'll tell you something. It's perfect for an employed person like myself. But it is kind of short, because I can imagine that if you, well, A, if you're unemployed, or B, if you're younger and don't have a job, or C, if you have like a week off or something, or you have time, you can beat this motherfucker in a night. Just straight up, you could beat this motherfucker in a night. It is kind of short. I think it's the perfect amount, if you ask me. I know it's like 10 and a half hours, 11 hours seems kind of short, but it is replayable. There's a lot of replayability to it because it's so, like, it's actually really fun, at least for me. So while it is short, it's not too much of a downside. What I will say is that in terms of the extras, I know I was spoiled as a kid with Resident Evil 4, not the remake, but the OG. That they had this game called Mercenaries. It's a game mode called Mercenaries where you could pretty much just go off as Leon or Ada or Krauser or Wesker. And it's like a wave of zombies. You have a couple minutes to get your high score, the highest score you can get. They don't have that in this. Even with Resident Evil 4 OG and even the remake too, they have Assignment Ada. They have these other kind of game modes. They don't have that in this game, at least not yet. So there's not really much to do after the game's done other than replay it and try to get a better time or more kills with a certain gun or a certain weapon. Try to get all the raccoons. There's, you could do that stuff. But in terms of the actual, after, like, post-game, there's really, really not too much. And again, I say that there's not too much yet because we don't know if there's going to be some shit that comes down the road. Of course, if it's paid DLC, then this is what we're getting. If it's free DLC, then that'll add on, obviously. But those are my two kind of complaints about it. It's a little bit on the shorter side, and since it's on the shorter side, there's no extras to do afterwards except to replay it and try to get all the extra challenges. I do kind of wish there was a little bit more to the post-game or like something that you could do afterwards. But alas, with that being said, guys, if you're a fan of Resident Evil as a series, this game is just, it's just so goddamn good. I can't even stress that enough. This is probably the best Resident Evil that we've seen. I've seen a lot of scores about it. Resident Evil 4 is still the best. OG Resident Evil 4 is still the top rated one. And obviously it's Resident Evil 4. You know what I mean? It is really good. It's obviously one of my favorites. I like the remake of Resident Evil 4, by the way. This might be a hot take. I like the remake a little bit more than the OG, just because they keep all of the stuff from RE4 original and add the little modern tweaks to it. I think that really, really helps the game. But alas, the original has a spot in a lot of people's hearts. I am people as well. But yeah, Resident Evil 9, man. I just ranted for 15, 16 minutes, and it didn't even feel like it. I'm probably not even going to edit this one. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Just because I was rapid firing fucking everything. I had no pauses. When you guys see me editing, bro, it's usually because I have hella long pauses, and I'm dumb, so I don't know how to actually publicly speak. But apparently not when it comes to Resident Evil 9. Anyways, now I'm just yapping. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. Some updates here. I'm gonna go ahead and start streaming Outlast Trials. My boy put me on, so I'm downloading it literally as I'm making this video. We're about 27% complete, so I'm gonna go ahead and start running that. I think I've been yapping for way too long here. 16 and a half minutes, or 16 and 40 minutes. Yeah, or 16 and 40 seconds. Man, come on, bro. What am I doing? All right, chat. Yeah. I'm done yapping. I've chewed your ear off for long enough. I'm gonna see y'all on the flip.